welcome back to our channel.
Hi everybody, so we have not vlogged in quite a while.
I would say in about like 3 weeks or so.
Yes.
So today's topic is riding in cars with boys. We're not riding in cars with boys, but more like getting into cars with strangers. It's just that in our occasion it happened with males.
Guys.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk to you guys about a rare incident that happened to me throughout, I would say, 5-year period. So when I was 13 years of age, I was coming home from my friend's house. I remember that I was walking on Record Avenue in East Los Angeles, walking towards going home on Wani Beach. And this guy driving a black car happens to lean over and tell me, "Hey girl, you want to ride?" For me, it was like, oh my goodness, I was only 13. I was really excited. He was really good looking and he had a car. I was only in middle school. It was funny because I lived really close, just like right around the corner. And I told him, well, I just live here like around the corner. And he's like, well, it's really hot. Are you sure you want to be like, like walking around? And I was like, all right. So I get in the car with this guy and he looks over at me and he's like, hey, aren't you kind of young to be wearing all that makeup? So whatever, he tells me his name is Alex. And I tell him my name is Maggie. He's 19. I am 13 years of age. And we get to my house and he goes over, he opens the door and he's like, all right, we'll see you around. And I'm like, oh man, he probably didn't think I was pretty. I lie. I tell all my friends, like, oh my God, I met this guy. He's so cute. He's gonna be my boyfriend. So I end up seeing this guy maybe I would say like a year and so after. So I end up seeing this guy about, I would say a year later. I'm already like kind of like in 8th grade and I'm going home, I'm walking home and he's driving down Hubbard and I'm coming out of middle school and he looks over and I already have like my hair like reddish and he's like, hey, don't I know you? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you want to ride? And I'm like, all right. So I get in the car and like I tell my friends like, bye. And this guy's like, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy, he's finally gonna like ask me out or something. So we're making conversation and he just tells me like, oh my God, I used to come to Stevenson too. And I'm like what's next? So, I'm like over here talking to him and I'm like telling him like, yeah, like I'm into flyer parties, this and this, that and that. And he's like, yeah, I wasn't really into all that at that time growing up. So whatever, he drops me off and doesn't get my number, doesn't even ask me if I have a boyfriend or nothing like that. And I'm like, damn, like, am I wearing a lot of makeup? Like, what's going on with this guy? I end up seeing this guy again. I'm finally in high school. I'm walking down Whittier Boulevard. I missed my ride that day. And I happened to see this guy. Same car, same good looking guy. And I'm like, yes, I'm older. So he's probably gonna, because he would make my age into like a big deal. He's finally gonna like pop the question, tell me something. So he looks over and he's like, hey, aren't you a little too dressed up like for school? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you going to a party? And I'm like, yeah, this is the way me and my homegirls dress. So, okay, whatever. So we're, he's like telling me like, y el novio? And I'm like, yes, he's interested. And I'm like, nah, there's a few, but, I'm still waiting for the one. I'm over here trying to like, he laughed. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, he was laughing at me, not with me. And he's like, so how old are you now? And I'm like, I'm 15. He's like, wow, le viene la quinceañera, ¿verdad? And I'm like, is this guy like making fun of me? So he drops me off and he's like, take care, I'll see you around. And I'm like, he doesn't ask for my number. Like, am I ugly or what's going on? So I end up seeing this guy a year later. I'm attending another high school. I'm actually right in front of the bus stop of the high school that I would attend. I would get the Montebello bus line going down 3rd. It was 4th, but it would convert into 3rd because the school's in Boyle Heights. And so he goes around and he goes around again and he's like, Maggie? And I'm like, oh my God, it's the guy. Yes, like I'm gonna be 16 like in a couple of months. So I was ditching. I was going home early. It was like 5th period. And this guy is like, like, hey, how have you been? Oh my God, I don't live in Boyle Heights anymore because he used to live in Boyle Heights. He's like, yeah, you're here at Roosevelt now? I used to go to Roosevelt. Like, it's pretty cool, huh? And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty cool. And he's like, oh, so what happened? Like, por peleonera, huh? Te echaron? I'm going through this, if only you knew. And I'm going, yeah, huh, por peleonera. And so we're talking, and like the conversation's like more active than, previous times. So I'm like, this guy's finally gonna ask me out. He's probably gonna like ask me out to the movies or something. He makes like a quick stop, deja algo like in a house right there. And he comes back and he drops me off. And he's like, all right, see you around. And I'm like, oh my God, did he pet me? So, it would be probably already 11th grade. I'm visiting my friend, this girl that had just had a baby. Her boyfriend lived in front of Stevenson Middle School, and she couldn't walk me home, I guess, because like the dad was like having a moment. Not her dad, but the guy's dad, and the guy was in jail. That's another topic. Everyone's probably going ghetto girl. Me, not the girl. So anyway, so okay, so whatever, and it's kind of late. It's already like in October, so like the time changed, like it's already like, getting dark earlier. So I'm kind of like walking around, and he looks over at me. He upgraded to a pickup truck. He was still good looking. He looks over and he's like, Maggie? And I'm like, and he's like, hi, get in, like I'll give you a ride. And he's telling me like, so how old are you now? And I'm like, well, I'll be 17 in a couple of weeks. And he's like, wow, so what are you, a senior? And I'm like, no, an 11th grader. And he's like, oh, wow, that's good. So you're still, and he points over like that, up that way. Or I'm like, no, yeah, I'm still at Roosevelt. And he's like, all right. So we're talking. And this guy, like I'm talking to him and everything. And he's just like interested in what I'm saying, but kind of like just like is being courteous, giving me a ride. He doesn't get my number or nothing. I always thought like, was he married?
Was he part of like the Boys and Girls Club?
I don't know. This guy just would give me rides but wouldn't get
Neighborhood
like
watch?
my number, nothing.
Social worker?
So okay,
Homeboy
so
industry?
he drops me off. He's like, take care, don't be walking around so much, because I told him like, well, I'm working at Burger King and I want to get a car. And he's like, yeah, save up for a car, like that me ahorro tanto gas. He's just like making fun of me. So I don't even bring it up to my friends anymore, like this guy, because they're like, yeah, right, Maggie la mentirosa, her imaginary friends. So finally, a year passes by. I'm visiting another friend. Damn, como visita la gente. So I'm visiting my other friend. She lives on Mott over there in Boyle Heights, and I'm catching the same bus that he caught me like 2 years before. And I'm like looking around, like, ay, el bus? Because I don't want people to see me like I'm still on the bus and I'm already like a senior in high school. And I'm going, oh my God, y el bus. So he passes by, and I look really different because I have like blonde hair.
It was when you had like big old boobs.
And I had big old jugs. I really did though in that time because I had gained like 15 pounds. And so I'm right there, and I don't wear that much makeup. Finally, I had eyebrows again. And I'm like that.
Wait. Deja acomodarme because I know he's gonna do something here.
So, and not even like, hey. Like, so we're going around, and he drives around, and he's like, get in. Like, ya saben. Like, I go in. I'm like, oh, you still have the same truck? And he's like, oh, so do you still live? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, so how old are you now? And I'm like, I'll be 18 in 2 weeks. And he's like, wow, you're gonna be legal, huh? The clubs are gonna start coming in. So you walk out, I'm telling them, I already club it. I get in with like fake IDs. I'm actually into like, I go to like clubs where like they play like band. I'm trying to sound not cool, I'm even telling them like, hey, like I'm a cheerleader, I could split. He doesn't care, he doesn't care. Like I go to rodeo, potrero, nothing at all. And I'm like, oh my God, like how am I gonna get this guy? Like it'll probably happen when I'm like in my 20s.
Was he doing charity work?
I don't know. He's like, yeah, well, he had already told me he lived in Whittier. He kept telling me, yeah, I live in Whittier, and well, I don't know, I'm trying to get a job like with the county to get paid more, and tú sabes, and I'm like, no, I don't know, like, what is he talking about? He has glasses, and I'm like, I wonder if it's the age. So he's probably like 23 years old, because when I met him, he was like 19.
4 years.
It's probably like 4 years later, so... No, so he's probably like 93. Yeah, 23. And he drops me off, and this guy doesn't get my number, nothing. I never see this guy ever again, but that always stood with me. Like, I wonder, like, this guy, would he just give me rides to be nice? Like, I don't know, was he doing like charity work, building up something like for his college application? Like, what do you think? Like, and I always would ask her and like my mom, and like my mom was like, I don't know, guys, it was kind of awkward. But she would get mad at me because like she was like, ¿por qué estás metiendo en el carro con un señor?
All right, so my incident happens like this. I used to work in Carlos Jr. in a little place in Commerce that was only for like business people. Because around it was like a lot of businesses and people would just go in there and eat like in their lunch break. The Carlos Jr. was open from like 5 in the morning to like 4 in the evening only. So in this time I was in home studies and my boyfriend at that time hooked me up with a job, and I would go like in regular gear to the job. Y allá en el trabajo yo me cambiaba into my Carlos Jr. uniform because, you know, I always wanted to be like pimping and stuff, walking down the street, like all stylish. So I get to this bus stop que enfrente está la iglesia de Guadalupe, where we used to go to church when we were little. And I noticed that I'm like 10 minutes late because I couldn't find my platforms. And llegué al bus stop and I noticed that I had missed the bus. I was like hoping that like another bus would pass. I would catch the bus on 3rd Street. It was the Montebello. And I still had to catch another bus on Atlantic to take me to that Commerce place. Okay. So I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And I see like this little hatchback Honda, a white little Honda. So this hatchback Honda kept passing like 4 times. The first time it passed, the second time it passed, the third time it passed.
And it liked the mercancía.
The 4th time it passed, and this is what I see. Have you guys ever seen the guy that takes Marge Simpson to the prom? Have you guys ever seen her ex-boyfriend, before Homer? Like, watch, Google it. That's the guy that I seen inside of this car. He was a very skinny man that weighed about 80 pounds. Really skinny, real thin. He was probably about 5 feet. I'm 5'6", okay? So, he tells me, ¿Quieres un ride? And I was like, well, I mean, what could this man possibly do to me? I mean, he looks nice. You know, we're in front of the church. I mean, he has a little kid in the back. He was like about 5.
What was he doing?
The little kid right there eating. He was eating up. Remember those? I don't know. You remember like those Go-Gurts that like you would push up and
The
like,
ones that. Would he?
Yes, the one that he felt real energetic after he would eat them.
He would climb the house?
Yes. So the baby was in the back eating like the Go-Gurt, and I went inside with him. Me dijo, si quieres puedes poner cualquier tipo de música que tú quieras allí en el radio. And I was like, oh no, like no importa, like usted nomás ponga lo que quiera, no importa. Me dijo, pues ¿a dónde vas? I told him, voy a ir al trabajo allá en Commerce. Trabajo en Carlos Jr. Me dijo, ¿qué viene? ¿Por qué no estás en tu uniforme? I told him, aquí lo tengo en la bolsa. Es que me cambio hasta que yo llegue allá. So the man was like really nice, really
like
polite. Me dijo, ¿sabes qué? ¿Sabes qué? Yo también voy para ese lado. I told him, yeah. Me dijo, sí, yo voy para Monterrey Park. Like, now thinking about it as an adult, Monterey Park is this way. Commerce is really far from that way. Closer to, like, Bell Gardens and stuff. So the man's taking me. So that day I was wearing like this little skirt and like this little blouse because that's how I would always dress every single day. The man was like making conversation with me. ¿A cuál escuela vas? And I told him, ahorita no voy a ni una, ahorita voy a escuela de casa because I was in home studies in that time. So I was like, yes, I'm going to be there on time. I'm going to be there 10 minutes before. If my boyfriend is doing something stupid, I'm going to be able to catch him and like that. You know, I'm going to be really pissed off at him, real fatal. You know, because that's the type of attitude that I had in that time. So the man's taking me and I was just looking out, chilling, feeling the breeze. We were probably like 5 blocks to the job, and I feel this.
This is her leg,
thigh.
her thigh, and it was this skinny.
And the man went like this to me. And I went, in that precise moment, I had like my uñas. I used to either have like really long acrylics or I had my own uñas. That day I had my uñas. I went like this to the man. I dug all of my nails into his skin, and the man went, "Contrólate, contrólate, cálmate, 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 cálmate."
What was the baby doing?
Nothing, eating the Go-Gurt. Cálmate, 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 cálmate. I told him, déjeme, like, no, déjeme ir, you know, voy a gritar y el niño va a oír. But at that moment, I thought about it, and I said, I want to live, I want to breathe. I don't know. I want to keep going out to the parties on the weekend. I want to keep catching my boyfriend cheating on me. Like, I want all of this to continue. Like, I don't want to end my life yet.
You want to keep prank calling and throwing eggs at people?
Yes. And I told the man, Señor, sí, es que a mí no me gusta ser de esa forma. Yo quiero mejor, ¿verdad? Que me tome mi número de teléfono, así podemos salir. And the man was like, okay. Le dije, ahorita que llegue yo allí, yo le doy el número de teléfono. So I was plotting already in my mind, like, hell no, I'm gonna bust some viuda negra on this man. I'm gonna turn into fucking
Griselda
Blanco. And I told him, I never had boobs. And I went like this to the man, ahorita regreso con mi número de teléfono. The man told me, okay. You know, the man was probably like 30. So I went inside of Carlos Jr. and I told my boyfriend at the time, guess what? Some man gave me a ride and he was trying to rape me. Go do something, like kill him or something. So like he called all the crew of Carlos Jr. and they all ran out with like forks and knives. And the man just let, that's all you hear. And I was like, why didn't they put like a navajazo in that man? That's like the only thing I was thinking about at that moment. So like that was my incident with this little.
But yours went creepy.
Yes, with this
Mine
little
was nice. He was like
man.
a social worker or something. You got Ted Bundy. I got like Father John or something. Okay, so these next two incidents happened with us together. So we used to be from like this party crew, guys. Like this party crew that like frustrates me because like
it was like 40 guys. They all were
like,
older than us. They all had
like
cars.
Another video. Like they were older. I remember I was like 12 years
still
old.
In like she was in middle school and I was in high school.
And we used to hang out like in this John's here in Whittier Boulevard, and it was like this big old party crew that like my sister would throw the parties, but yeah,
I would throw like these parties where I would make like $1,000 a night.
But yet, the crew members, the guys, like they like wouldn't give us rides. They would shaft us, shaft as in like leave us hanging. Like I'll go pick you up, and they wouldn't go, or like leave us there at the party. And I was like so infatuated with like this party crew. I would always be talking about it. We had like these voice notes we would promote for it, but they didn't like us.
So this one,
me, my sister, my best friend at that time, and her boyfriend.
Yes. So this one party where we went to, my
it was
boyfriend
like in Bao, no? We used to live in East LA.
So my boyfriend's job at that time, the same guy from Carlos Jr., his job was to always get there.
Cause this party crew was like consisted of people from like it was like the Montebello, the wannabe Montebello, like the East LA, the people that made us think it was Montebello, and now we grew up and we see the sign. It says "Welcome to East Los Angeles," and Montebello isn't into like Atlantic, right?
Yes.
And like the East LA area and some Boyle Heights people.
So like my boyfriend's job was to find a ride for us every single time that we got there. I know you're probably thinking, why didn't your boyfriend have a car? Because I guess he just fucking was a low life. He was
like
already 19 and he still didn't have a car. But that was his job, okay?
So she would throw the parties for the party crew, but yet they wouldn't give us rides.
But that was his job. That was my boyfriend. So this incident, we got to the party. He was already looking out to like who could give us a job. In the corner, he seen like some civil guys that were like rebels. They looked like all clean cut.
Yeah, they had braces and like they had like it like the bang thing was in like when they would like shave their head bald and like they had bangs and they would color them like blonde or like bleach. What's the thing? Bleach blonde, but some of them were lighter. And like their eyebrows were like tweezed, like real perfect, like eyebrows.
My boyfriend was a cholito. He was bald. He was really good looking. He went over there to like go talk to the guys.
He was a real social, happy person.
So he went over there to go talk to them. And the guy told him, yeah, for sure, I'll give you a ride.
They were from the Inland Empire. I think they were like
they had like brand new Mustangs. All right.
And like East LA, everyone in East LA had like a Honda Civic, Honda Accord.
Or like old Lexuses. So like the guys were like, yeah, we'll give y'all girls a ride, and you too, go for it, eh? We could load them into those 5 girls into that car, and we could put you, your girl, her sister, and her best friend into our car. So we were all excited. So there was a lot of room in the back, and the guy went, well, let the 3 girls go to the back. Come shotgun with me, man. And my boyfriend was like, nah.
We were kind of confused on the accent. Like we were like,
I don't know if he was
I don't
like,
want to say nothing because nowadays we get real touchy. I don't know if he was
like maybe from Texas
or like Southern. I don't know. Like that. Oh yeah, same thing. It was like he sounded kind of like a girl, like girly and like Southern. So we were kind of like, what is it?
Yeah, like he insisted for me to go to the back with the girls, and like for my man to like be shotgun and him on the side. And he was like, let her go to the back. Hey, there's more room back there. My boyfriend was like, nah, it's all right. She could, roll with me here in the front.
So it was me, him driving.
The guy driving. My sister in the back with her best friend laughing like always. And when we went into the car,
we were thinking, we were already going, our boyfriends for high school, we were already going, I want that one, but they did not want either or.
So he turned on the radio. And when he turned on the radio, it was disco. And like, what was like disco?
No, it was it was Blondie.
It was Blondie. How was the what? The Heart of Glass.
Uh-huh.
It went on. Like, he started telling them, so, what are you guys doing right now? And he went, just like, they gotta go home.
We have to be home by 12.
We had to be home by 12. So the guy
deep.
was like, that's cool, eh? So like, do you want to have an after hours with us? And he was like, nah, we could drop the girls off. You can keep partying with us.
And like her boyfriend was like, huh? Like, because he used to get picked up on a lot like by men.
Yes. I have a story, but I'll tell you guys one day. So he was like, so you mean you don't want to drop them off? And like, we could keep partying? And like my boyfriend was like,
and like me and my best friend looked at each other with, like we were like,
my boyfriend was more worried about the clowning than he was gonna get raped. He was like, who cares about the butt jam that I'm gonna get right now? I'm more concerned with that the chicks in the back are gonna clown me.
Because we were horrible.
He went,
we were like that movie Kids.
He went, you know what? I gotta go drop something off in SGV and we'll be back. And my boyfriend's like, nah, drop us off first, and then you could go do your errand. The guy went like this to my boyfriend and the wrist.
Come on.
My boyfriend pretended to have a gun. He went, you know what, homie? You better drop us off. Nah, the guy wasn't even scared. He went, all right, I'll drop you off, man. You know how to drive stick?
Oh, yeah, he told him that if he knew how to drive stick, and like he was like giving him the eye, and like my sister's boyfriend was just looking down. At that moment, me and my best friend lost it. We just started to laugh hysterically.
So when he opened the door for me, my boyfriend, the guy like gave me like a dirty look. And my sister and my sister closed the, you know how the Mustangs,
we were messing around.
My sister closed the,
I closed the door on my best friend. Like I told him, you could have her. And he's like, no, I want him. We kept laughing, you guys. It was like hysterically funny, guys. Like we were like,
and we said to ourselves, this is the last time we fucking get a ride. Oh hell no, we'll just get a taxi.
Never again. And we got another ride. All right, guys. So, which is worse, we were already in college. Supposedly we were like smart. Según us acá, no, being smart acá. So at that time we were attending Rio Hondo and La Creíamos. We were already pursuing music. We were like in another like place and time, whatever.
We used to go to some vocal class, and our disquera was in Paramount. It was all put together.
It was by the man, compositor de like Adan Sanchez, his vocal teacher. And we lived in East Los Angeles.
Adan Sanchez had just died in that time.
Like 2 years before. Yes. And so I remember
his place was like really popular.
Because everybody wanted to go to this man.
To like meet Adan Sanchez's
teacher.
Vocal teacher.
So my dad, we had had traded in our old Lincoln Navigator for a new one, so we thought we were like all cool.
And guess what?
And we would see the commercial that were donde decían like Chevron,
Con Tecron.
So I remember we were driving off, and
And we
like,
were all happy because we see
and I
that
have,
little,
like, an
you know that little
obsession.
creepy car que
The
sale
one that
en
talks.
Chevron. So we're like, let's put some.
yeah, and I have an obsession with like snacks, like peanuts. And I was like coming down, and like I was thinking a lot that day because I had to take a test, and finally I was doing my own work.
We put the Chevron in the Navigator, and guess what?
2 days after, I don't know, it messed up the engine or something like that. They told us because
Like a week.
we used to purchase our Lincoln Navigators in Lincoln Ford in
Long Beach.
So the man's like, well,
It's gonna be
yeah,
about a week.
you know, it's gonna be about a week or so. We were
But
like,
we need your dad's signature to hand over the rental.
yeah, because we wouldn't work or anything.
My dad couldn't go and sign, so me and Miss Maggie had to take the bus.
Yeah, because so 2 days after, because he couldn't get us the rental, we had to take, because we were like really dedicated, because we were like the type of people that were like, no, like we really want to get up, we really want to
But
like
the thing with that place was that like if you weren't there at your seat, that you had to wait, and
Yeah,
like you
'cause they
had to
were really, like,
wait
abusive
for
mentally.
like every. Yes, we'll talk about that one day. They were like super abusive. Like if we were not there on time, too bad. You lost your class. You had to wait.
Yeah, so our class was at 4, and this was 2 o'clock, and we were like, oh my God, we have to be there
We're
on
gonna
time.
be late. We're gonna be late. The bus wouldn't pass. And
Well,
this-
we had to take it was the 18, no?
No, we took the 18 and it dropped us off in the Atlantic bus, the bus that we had to take all the way to Paramount from Atlantic, but that one was late. Remember,
No,
it
but
wouldn't
which
pass.
one was it? Because it was the one across the
Okay,
street.
we took the 18 and then we got off, and then in the Atlantic bus stop all the way down, remember, it wouldn't pass, the one that takes you through Paramount Street
No, the creepy guy los agarró right
in
there.
Atlantic, not on 18, on Atlantic.
Okay, yeah.
So this really nice Mercedes Benz shiny
and it wasn't,
pulls up.
guys, like now that like everybody has one. At
No.
that time, not that many people had Mercedes Benz. At that time, it was like everyone had like an Escalade and a Navigator and a Tahoe.
Not really Navigators. It was more like Escalades and Tahoes and Yukons.
Yeah, but like, you know, the SUV thing was in, whatever. So, a Mercedes Benz for us was more of like, if you're a lawyer, you own one.
So this man with a suit and tie pulls up and he
Like
tells
the
us,
song.
listen to his voice. Hi, good evening, girls. You girls want to ride?
Finally, someone civil. So I was like, I don't know, because I was kind of like a tomboyish kind of type of person in college, like overprotective, like I'm not dumb, like I'm not gonna get a car from like strangers, because you say when I was on criminal justice and we would watch like all these serial killer movies.
But like that disquera had us mentally abused at that time. We got on the car.
Like we were like, oh hell no,
We had
like
to
we're
be
gonna
there on
have to be
time.
there on time. We have to go. So we both looked at each other and we were like, all right. So my sister makes fun of me. She's like, you get shotgun. So
And
she
I
goes
go to the back. My sister was talking to him.
He's like, hey, so you girls, what do you girls do?
So
We're
look
like,
at her talk, okay?
okay, so I'm telling the guy, oh
And I'm in the
yeah,
back.
well, we're taking, you know, I'm telling him like, are you familiar with like Adan Sanchez? He's like, kind of, but not really, you know, give me more info on it. And like,
I
I'm
text my
talking to
sister
him,
and I tell her there's handcuffs and sex toys in the back.
and like I look down,
And she starts laughing
and I
hysterically.
start laughing, and the guy
Looks
is
at the
like,
text, right?
like he glances over, cause you know we're talking about like I'm telling him like I want to be a cop and I'm gonna major in this and I want to do that. So I kind of like usually like in movies when the killer, the aggressor knows that person is either like a cop or like that person kind of like knows that person te va a hacer un mal, like they immediately just like kill you because they want to do el mal. I went, oh my God, I'm a goner de seguro. Like he had bad intentions. So he glances over. He's like, oh, don't be alarmed. Did you find the sex toys that I have in the bag?
He tells me, open the box, open the box. Look at what else I have there. And I open the box, and this is what I
Did
see.
you open the box? What is that supposed to be, a penis inside of a mouth?
That's just what I seen. I seen a girl holding something and she's going like this. And I get really freaked out. I have like I'm lactose
I
intolerant. I
puzzled,
had just
guys.
ate ice cream before we came, and I
And
really
the
had
cramps
to do
were
number
coming
2.
in.
I was going, oh
I didn't know
my
what to do. I was just like
goodness.
looking down
This
because I
man is
freeze.
gonna handcuff me to my sister, and he's probably gonna make me do her dirty or something. This man was like,
He's like driving all calm, like, oh yeah, you know.
I own that porn shop right there in Whittier. You guys
And I
haven't
mean,
even
his
seen
name
it.
wasn't
Andy shop.
His name wasn't Andy, and everyone in East Los Angeles knows that porn shop is called Andy's Adult Video or something like that, right? No,
He said, well, you girls ever want? Oh, look, your place
unless
is
he
here.
worked there.
He got there to the place where we would do the vocal classes, and he told us, if you guys ever want a job, call me up. Here's my card. Give me a call. You know, I need a lot of sales associates for that place. And we were like, I didn't know what to think. Me and my sister went into the place quiet. We took our vocal class really quiet. We didn't
We
talk.
didn't even tell the teacher. We were just like that, and like 2 years after we told my parents. Well, I think till this day my dad still thinks we're lying because he knows that we're like big jokesters.
So like people
Don't get into cars.
don't
with
unless it's like Channing
strangers.
Tatum. If it's Channing Tatum, who cares? But if it's not him, don't get into the car.
All right, guys. So do not get into cars with strangers because for us, nothing ever happened. In her occasion, it did.
Gracias
It was
a
gonna
Dios.
get into another level, but don't get rides from strangers because you don't know their intentions, especially with even with Uber drivers nowadays. There's like all these risks that are going. I know you guys have been probably hearing like tamborazo in the background, and my dad's watching like an Antonio Aguilar movie.
Yes, he is.
All right. Oy, cine mexicano. Super
So
cine.
right now we're gonna go eat our al pastor tacos
Yeah,
that
so
my
we
mom
tried
did.
them, the pollo.
So we'll tell you guys how they were.
So
but
guys,
people, subscribe to our
make
channel.
sure subscribe to our channel, share our videos.
Yes.
Anything you guys
Like,
want
comment,
to like
hate, whatever.
hear, or any stories, any dares, any songs you guys want us to sing, anything you guys want, let us know because
That's what we're here for.
all right guys. Bye.
Bye.